The next footwork technique that we're going to work on is called skate technique. It's a shuffle, a vertical shuffle by the defensive back within his first 3 steps. We often do this in our third technique where we need to protect ourselves versus a 3-step drop. All right. The difference between this and the other start is we now have a wider base because we're shuffling, we're not backpedaling. So we need a wider base as we work out. Functionally, we still need to be able to work backwards and forward. So we're going to start out. And now we're in a crossover run. This is a particular technique that we have used this year. I did some research this year from a professional coach. One of his main coaching points to me was that defensive backs, all right, need to play square more to the sidelines than to the line of scrimmage, all right? And obviously that's because we're protecting vertical. So coming back. So functionally, all right, we're able to defend short routes and then still be able to transition and get vertical. So that's a technique that we have incorporated with our corners. The next drill we're going to incorporate, once we get our players comfortable skating and transitioning vertically, is now we want to get them comfortable to be able to transition forward. The drill starts the same. And now Andrew's driving up. Again, just like any transition, he's got his feet underneath him, he's pushing off a foot, he's driving, he's accelerating. It's a great way to be able to still defend the 3-step drop and defend the vertical route. The next drill that we're going to use is we're going to use a press drill. The starting point is Andrew now has a different stance. He has a wider base, his feet will be underneath his armpits to shoulder width. All right, that's our starting point. You'll see Stephen, we ask him to put his hands behind his back. The reason why we do this, we want to teach the feet first, and then we will develop with the hands. All right, Dan will be using mirror steps back and forth, and the goal for Andrew is to shut that receiver off from getting vertical. You see Andrew executing short, quick steps, laterally and vertically. Okay, let's bring it back. His eyes should be burned down on Dan's hips. Sit, hit. Again, the goal right now, whether we're inside leverage, outside leverage, all right, is to shut the receiver off from getting vertical. And to do that, we have to put our body in the way of that receiver. From there, we're going to transition with the hands. So we start with the feet, and now we will transition with the hands. Hand placement is critical when we're doing this drill. We want hand placement up on the numbers, one hand placement up on the numbers with the thumbs up. So we're shutting them off with the feet, and now we're getting hand placement, and we're developing the second stage of press coverage. First we bring the feet, then we bring the hands. You'll notice that Andrew is punching. If Dan is going to the right, he's punching with his left hand. If Dan is going to his left, he's punching with his right hand. So the goal is to always hit with the opposite hand with the thumbs up. Ideally, we want those guys a quick jab and bring it back, quick jab and bring it back. Doesn't need to be long. We certainly don't want the hands to come down to the shoulders. From our press alignment, we now want to work certain types of releases. The first release we're going to work on is the wide release, the fade release that we're going to see at times from a receiver. All right? All right, what you saw there is Andrew, again, always wants to punch with the opposite hand. The reason why we want to do that is it allows us to bring our hips and get momentum going forward. The second thing you saw was Andrew didn't chase him out to the sidelines. His goal was to intersect him vertically. So on a wide release, he took a path to meet him downfield. So initially he was good, he stayed square, all right, got his hand punch, and then went downfield with him. We'll do it one more time. Again, the key to any type, to the press is shutting them off with the feet, bringing the proper hand, all right, and taking the proper release downfield. Hustle back. We're now going to work that fade release and that move come back, all right, so the complement to that. So we're going to see an outside release and then an inside release. Okay, the key coaching point there is now we were able to recover with that hand. So we punched with the right hand on that situation. He's still in front of me. All right, now I can recover and use that left hand and grind him down. All right, one more time. Okay, we're in great position. Now come on back. Come on back, just quickly. Working the same release, and the first thing that typically will happen, if Andrew gets caught actually turning and opening, and he's lost him, his quickest way to recover is the speed turn. So we're going to quickly work that. So we have 3 basic types of releases we're going to work out of press coverage. Okay? So like anything else, we have a perfect way of our defense, all right, to keep him in front of him. But we also have to have a way to get out of trouble, and Andrew knows how to get out of trouble. He's got to get the fastest way to turn around, all right, to protect himself vertically, and then come back and get in the same final position. Next drill we're going to work on is a deep ball drill, all right. We can do this with our offense, with a quarterback, or we can do this on air. Today we're going to do it on air, all right. The goal of the drill is to teach the defensive back not to look back for the ball if he's in open space. Right now we're putting him in an open space, all right. He needs to make sure he's staying vertical leverage with the receiver and looking for the indicators, for his eyes to get big and for his hands to flash. When he sees that, he should make his reaction. Again, what we're trying to do is get him confident enough that he can react to that receiver by throwing his hands. Most great plays are made, all right, and strips are made when those hands are out there, all right, and we're taking the football as he's trying to secure it, all right. Going back, the next one we're going to do, the receiver, 10 yards downfield, will throttle down and turn his shoulders to the quarterback, indicating an underthrown deep ball. In that regard, we're going to try to punch right up through the hands as he throttles down and anticipate that underthrown deep ball. We're just going to punch right through those hands. So again, if there's a throttle down where we actually physically see the receiver turn back for the football, we know what's happening, so we can anticipate that. We chop it down, mirror him, and again, we don't look back. We play through the hands. The next way we teach this drill, we now move the drill approximately 5 yards from the sidelines. Same goal of the drill, receivers running downfield. We will add the football, all right, but we tell our defensive backs, if they feel they have restricted the ground of the field, restricted the area they need to cover, they will now look back to the football and pin that receiver towards the sidelines, physically leaning into him. So we will actually see a zone turn by the defensive back. The main element of the drills that the defensive backs have to get comfortable with. First of all, we tell them that we're already 10 yards downfield, all right? Typically, every deep ball is thrown within 20 yards of a receiver being downfield. So they basically have to get that feel that they're 10 yards downfield already, all right, work 10 yards, and now get a feel for when they can turn. Again, on the sidelines, we're going to look for the football in open space, all right? We're going to play through the receiver's hands. Next phase, core phase we want to get to is tackling, all right? We believe in tackling every day. We believe in tackling throughout the entire year. We're going to start with our basic progression that we use in our winter workouts. And it starts as simple, all right, as the best position or stance to be in. We're going to talk about balance and leverage, all right? First command we're going to give our guys is holster. When I command holster, they are going to get into a football position, all right? So here we go. Holster, all right? What we see right here, again, is a wide base, all right? Knees bent, butt down, all right? Hands are in the holster position, all right? And basically we're getting the chest down on the thigh board. This is the hit position for us, all right? And this is the position where we want to be in any tackle that we make. The second command that we will give is shimmy. And that, what we're getting here is a rapid foot fire, and we want our feet moving in a wide manner, but fast. Here we go, shimmy. Okay, relax. Again, what we're trying to get there, we've got a good balance, we're in a good position to strike, all right? We're coiled, we're running our feet because we want to run our feet on contact, and now we're going to hit. On the hit, we're going to roll off, the front foot, run our feet high and wide, all right? Siamese our elbows and pinkies, run our eyes to the sky. So we're just going to come out about 3 yards, all right? Here we go. Holster. Shimmy. Hit. Good. Bring it back. You will see in our practice, if we're practicing in a non-contact practice, our players execute this tackle. You'll see in our unit drills, our players execute the same technique on the bags. All right? But again, we're going through a tackling progression. Ideally, when we tackle, we're going to hit with the front of the shoulder pads. All right? With the front of the shoulder pads. One more time. Holster. Shimmy. Hit. Okay, eyes to the sky. Eyes to the sky. So we're going through the main coaching points that we're going to work on all season. Our players know if they don't have good pad level, they're not in good position to tackle. They know if they don't run their feet, they're not executing the tackle. They know if they don't explode their hands through the armpits of the runner, they're typically not making a great tackle. So we were looking for an explosive tackle, bringing the whole body as we finish. We're tackling right now, and we're going to go through the same coaching points, but now we're going to tackle a bag. And what I want to illustrate here, again, is you can teach tackling in your off season. You can teach tackling when you have non-padded practices. And we're going to tackle bags, but we're getting an explosive movement through something. We're building confidence in terms of establishing that tackle. And I think from a peewee stage to a high school stage, all right, it's a great way to start to teach tackling because you're not developing bad habits. All right, you're getting an explosive movement, all right, through a target, all right, and finishing in proper form. So here we go. Holster. Shimmy. Hit. Exploding up and through, running the feet high and wide.